Okay, cool. So I want to walk through how I rehearse for my rehearsal a little bit. So this is Steps to the Gallows. We put together the show. We'll rehearse on Friday. And right now, my setup is pretty straightforward. I like to use the mic through a PA system when I rehearse. That way I don't end up blowing out my vocals because I like going for it a little bit. That screen right there is lyrics. That computer and that screen right there is running my monitoring system. And during rehearsal, there's a lot more monitors around. There's one over there, and there's one right behind the computer, and there's one over there, and there's the actual monitor speakers on the mixing station there. There's headphones set up for everyone. All of that is being run, and then we're also running backing tracks using Ableton, and then recording sometimes using Logic, sometimes Ableton as well. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just running my songs, frankly. So let's do it. Trying to make sure that I have things memorized is the key that I'm working on tonight. So I already practiced drums for a couple of the things, and now I'm moving into the parts that I have to play, which is bass and singing, which sometimes gets difficult. So the first track is actually called "Shut Us Down." There's no lyrics, but it starts with a 5/4 thing. So I walk through like how I'm gonna do this: 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now it's in 4, 2, 3 to C, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1. We go into our second song, which is Hangman Jim. Starts in D, and this is the first one I really need to sing on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I like to talk to myself through. And then we have a chorus to start. When Hangman Jim puts on his hangman's hood, the law is that some men should be put to death. One bad apple can spoil the rest. So y'all better listen up, all you selfish pricks. Either change your tune or stick out your neck when Hangman Jim puts on his hangman's hood. The law is solo over the verse chords. Sorry, I should say keyboard solo, not a bass solo. Dun, dun, dun. I'm moving something wrong just to make sure that I get this right. There's one point in that verse where I jacked it up to a little bit because my timing was off. And now it falls apart on F. I usually do like a triplet figure and then slow it down. And this is the part that I keep messing up in memory, so I'm not going to look at the lyrics. Except for the first words. And when the news falls around as ravens swoop the gallows tree, while the trumpet's playing taps, and Jim fills out DD 293. You'll be wondering about the drop, like so many pirates and thieves. Will it be swift? Will it be botched? Will your head pop when Hangman Jim puts on his hangman's hood? The law is that some men should be put to death. One bad apple can, that was a slip, spoil the rest. So y'all better listen up, all you selfish pricks. Either change your tune or stick out your neck. When Hangman Jim takes off his hangman's hood, so this part we changed last rehearsal. Takes off his hangman's hood. The face is your face staring back at you. So I got to get that melody. There's two places on this one that are interesting. At the end of that bridge, and when the noose falls around as raven soup, the gallows tree, while the trumpet's playing taps, and Jim pulls out DD 293. You'll be wondering about the drop, like so many pirates and thieves. Will it be swift? Will it be botched? Will your head pop when Hangman, that part? It's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, like that, I think. So many pirates and thieves. Will it pirates and thieves? Will it be botched? Will it be swift? Will it be botched? Will your head pop when Hangman Jim, like that? Will it be swift? Will it be botched? Will it be swift? Will it be botched? Will your head pop when Hangman Jim? Will it be swift? 3, 4, 5. I got to figure out if I'm playing 5 or 6. What I really need to do is just record this like on my phone, play it back, because I know how it goes. It's just difficult to count it, sing it, and play the bass, and I keep kind of screwing up. So 1, 2. Will it be swift? Will it be swift? Will your head? No. Will it be swift? Will it be botched? Will your head pop when Hangman? So I think that was 3, 4, and 5. Will it be, which ends up being 8 beats, which makes sense. It's just a division. But I need the rest of the band to count it and hit those things correctly. Will it 1, 2? Will it be swift? Will it be botched? Will your head pop when Hangman Jim? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pow, like that. You could count it 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, like that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I think it makes more sense to count as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 5. It's all good. Then the ending, I need to get the harmony. So here we go. Also, I generally talk to myself. I'm not really talking for the video. This is how I do it. All right. I find it helps me keep track of like where I'm at, like as though I'm coaching myself. Same thing I do if I was working with someone else, if I was giving a lesson or something. So, okay, here we go. Then Hangman Jim takes off his hangman's hood. The hangman's hood. The faces. No, that doesn't work. Hangman's hood. Hangman Jim takes off his hangman's hood. And I can't go up to the face, which is the G. I don't know. G. The face is. So maybe I go up and sing that major third on that. Hang on, Jim. Da 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 third da 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 da. I got the last one. Boom, boom, da, 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 da. So it's down here. Hangman Jim takes off his hangman's to see the face, da, da. So just took a step. The faces, your face staring back at you. The hangman takes off his hangman's hood. The faces, your face staring back at you. I want to go to G. Faces, your face staring back at you. That's kind of cool if I go up to the. So those parts there, I'm working out the harmony parts for the other singers. So I'll go the hang his hood, the face. I'll sing that third, I think, because if I start on the fifth, I end up being too high. The face is harmony would be is, which is the same the bass note, the A flat. The face is faces, your face staring back at you. Something like that. Faces, your face, staring back at you. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to talk to other folks selling about the lyrical progression there, but I like the notes are what I like. So I'm just going for that third. So I'm gonna throw that up in my notes. Ending, start on the B, start on third. And I just put this in here just for rehearsal, so that ending, start, ascending line from B to the third. Cool. Faces, your face staring back at you. Like that. Your face staring. And it used to be more like, your face staring back at you. Which could still work. Your face staring back at you. I don't know. Tell me which one you like, I guess. That's what they do on YouTube, right? They go Talk about the colonies. Maybe some. Whatever. I just want to make a great song. I'm going to keep working until I do it. All right, why people, and then staring back at you, and then the guitar will come in, ja 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 ja. Like this is our like heavy metal song. We're still working out the form on this one because this one's we don't have the lyrics nor the form, but I really like the lyrics so far. It's actually a blues kind of. So that's an E, and then here's your A. And then back to E. So that's like the first 8 bars, and then goes up to D. D to G to C or to A. And then we repeat that. That's the whole form right now. And here's the top. They keep starching it up, putting crap in my food. They keep being pushy. They keep being rude. They're either narcissistic, know-it-alls, or fire-breathing chickens waiting for the sky to fall. If this rings a bell, if this rings true, you are why. You are why people suck. 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 They start standing it up, putting crap in my food. They keep being pushy. They keep being rude. They're either narcissistic, know-it-alls, or fire-breathing dragons that waiting for the sky to fall. If this rings a bell, if this rings true, you are why. You are why people suck. Why people suck. That's the rest of it. People suck. Why people suck. Why people suck. And then what we're talking about is doing a breakdown. If this rings a bell, if this rings true, you are why. You are why people suck. If this rings a bell, hell, if this rings true, you are why, yeah. You are why people suck. Why people suck. Why people suck. I gotta get this part so I can sing it. Why people suck. Why people suck. That was pretty straightforward. And then we go to one of my favorite songs, lyrically and musically. I just love the story, so it's probably not appropriate for chamomile tea there, delish. It's probably not appropriate for the youngest folk. Well, it's not. There's nothing to do this. Pretty Penelope. She spilled into the derby with a whore purloin. Seemingly bookish, coy is what that look is. Much to her for fashion of late. There was a fragrance to her hair, and the style of her hair. No, there was a fragrance to her hair. Okay, we'll start that. Here we go. Fashionably late. Fragrance to her hair. There was a fragrance to her air, and the smell of her hair was preserved in an Audrey Hepburn kind of way. I was elegantly alerted. I was elegantly alerted, perfectly perverted, perfectly perverted. Pretty Penelope guitar, a pretty Penelope, pretty Penelope, you are disturbing me. She made her move as I stood staring on Trillian and Lou. Are you dog or wolf? I could make you beg to have your love plucked right. Now it starts getting intense. I coming on too strong, making you nervous. Let me see where your nerve is. Oh, am I not enough? The collegiate time. A pretty Penelope, pretty Penelope, pretty Penelope, you are disturbing me. She took me to the alley where Dillinger was shot. The stench of the fog mixing with the urine. No, the stench of the trash. Damn it. She took me to the alley where Dillinger was shot. The stench of the trash. It's the stench of the trash and the urine mixing in the fog. Mixing with the fog made me sick, but I don't remember if it's trash or urine first. Close, though. We're getting there. The stench of the trash and the urine mixing with the fog made me sick. All right. She took me to the alley where Dillinger was shot. The stench of the trash and with the make has her teeth pulled at my fly to unzip. She's standing, ooh, do a fucking weird. Pretty Penelope, a pretty Penelope, a pretty Penelope, you are disturbing me. Back to the intro. This one's always. the low string off the neck. And it's really cold, but whatever, it's okay. So my fingers are not quite doing what I want them to do because they're freezing. Well, I ain't no Victor Wood on this shit. Okay, cool. Yeah, so now we go on to the Boston Bump. Hey, hot girl, a hot girl, hot girl, hey, hot girl, driving a beater, you parallel parked and paid the meter with a cigarette, a cup of coffee, a cell to your ear. I wonder who you're talking to while you work that sticking clutch. I didn't even see you do the Boston Bump. Oh, wow. Oh, man, this one's so freaking high. Boston Bump. Oh, while you work that sticking clutch. I didn't even see you do the Boston Bump. The Boston Bump. The Boston. Hot girl. Hey, hot girl. Hot girl. Never seen a girl so ambidextrous. Thought I could be roadside assistant, choking on exhaust from that muffler. A California dreaming on your boy in summer. If your battery needs a jump, maybe I can show you the Boston Bump. If your battery needs a jump, baby, I can show you the Boston Bump. The Boston Bump. The Boston 3, 4 bump. Hot girl. I don't know if we're doing this part. A hot girl. Hot girl. Then there's a key solo. Something like that, but it ends up hitting that. Does that a couple times. Keyboard solo, yay, and then hey, hot girl, hey now, hot girl, hot girl. Even now, cars are all electric. Here we are, guessing up our classic red top, red and white cabriolet with a bumper sticker says the road to change. Know what you think? You thought what I thought, but when we put our hands on your Boston Bump, I know what you think. You thought what I thought when we put our hands on your Boston Bump. Hot girl, hey, hot girl, hot girl, hey, hot girl. So that one's pretty cool in a bunch of respects, I think, because the bass line doesn't change. Like you might have noticed that, like the bass line in the verse section is 2, 4, 1. It's that, right? And then, but we lose 2 beats. So it goes, hot girl for 1. Hey, hot girl for 1. A hot girl. And then, never seen a girl so ambidextrous. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So we end up losing beats there, which is kind of neat. The bass line just keeps going through. So far, no one's called me out on it. No one's been like, what are you doing on that? like none of the drummers that we've auditioned or anything have noticed it, I guess. I don't know. Other folks in the band were like, what happened? Well, now we got it pretty good. There's a bunch of parts in that one still that we got to work out with vocals and background vocals and all sorts of stuff. Yay! All right, but that song is pretty awesome. Probably the best stories are, in my opinion, and I wrote most of these with Patrick Sullivan, and me. But my favorite two are Pretty Penelope and Boston Bone. I mean, just story-wise, I don't know. I mean, there's other ones I think that when we perform them might get more sort of obvious appreciation, maybe. But for me, that one's okay for sure. Then we go to Pretty Girls. This is the most. I think that's next. Yeah, this is the one I sometimes miss. Okay, so Pretty Girls. This one, yeah, still got work to do here. This one's the most blatant. And I probably have the most notes on it because there's a lot of very mouthy words in it. So definitely still figuring out. Right now on this, the biggest situation is we need to figure out the chorus, because right now we've got overlapping sets of lines that just battle each other, which is unfortunate. So I have to do that bass line while I'm singing. That was last week's like major situation. Not that fast though. Are we doing? No, we're not doing harmonies on this. I mean, yeah, we just still have to figure this out one. So that's going to be a solid question, just to get his opinion. Because I'm going, you pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss, you pretty girls. You know how to love and you know how to walk. Something like that. Kiss pretty girls. You know how to look and you know how to dress. I don't know. There's a bunch of words here that we don't use, so we still have to figure out. So I'll start. You pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls. You pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls, pretty girls. I am Mary Shelley's monster, configured up missing limb. I'm brought to life by lightning, and a mad scientist wins. Your magical maker filled an hourglass with collagen, making our blemishes blush around full-figured porcelain. You pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls. You pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls, pretty girls. You know how to dress and you know how to look, but you pretty girls, let me tell you, I'm not impressed. You pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls. I had an eighth note there. You pretty girls, you pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss. So that E has to hit on I hit the F, yeah, F, and then on the upbeat. So there's two Fs on upbeats. Like that. So it's if I didn't freaking try to destroy the bass, I don't know. I just really pull the crap out of the strings. I need to work on my technique. I think it's from trying to destroy acoustic guitars on stage with the original iteration of Dusty Gallows. Anyway, okay, so and then so I have those Fs that are on the upbeat of 4 and then the upbeat of 1. And what I need to do is start Pretty Girls on the downbeat. So pretty girls, you can't kiss it, pretty girls. Pretty girls, nope. Pretty girls, nope. I keep starting it early, and it works. But what I'm gonna go is pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, pretty girls, no, pretty girls, you can't kiss it. Pretty girls, like that. Pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, pretty girls, no, fucking damn it. 3, 4. Pretty girls, you can't kiss it. Pretty girls. Pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, you know how to dance. Pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, nope. Pretty girls, you can't. Pretty girls, fuck. Pretty girls, nope. Pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss it. Pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss it. Pretty girls. Pretty girls, you can't kiss it. Pretty girls, you pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss. Pretty girls. Pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss a pretty girl. Pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss a pretty girls. Pretty girls. There's your, basic scales. Would be a major scale in F. So here's your F major scale. So I'm playing, and then I started it an eighth note after the beat. So that E ends up on the beat. So I'm adding in would be your major scale up to the F, which if you start on the downbeat 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that last note ends up on an upbeat because it's an even note, right? An odd note will be on the downbeat. If you start a phrase in eighth notes, 1 is on the beat, and then 2 is on the upbeat, and then 3 is on the downbeat, and 4 is on the upbeat, and 5 and 6 and 7 is on the downbeat, and 8 is on the upbeat. So if you want that last note of a scale figure to be on the downbeat, start the whole thing a half beat later, an eighth note later. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We'll put your scale so your last note ends on the downbeat, which for bass players is cool because it means, you know, you can do a line where you ascend to the root, which is a neat sound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Like that type of thing. As opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Which sounds kind of off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You know, you have to do something funny because you're hitting that thing on the upbeat, but if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1. 4, 1. That. And it's kind of cool not to play on the downbeat when you're a bass player. I think. All right. Anyway, verse number 2. Oh. Wow. Can figure out messy limbs. All right. While your complexion puts the rest of our faces to shame. Still got to get that too. What I'm trying to do is, which is also an upbeat. On the upbeat, put that G, which is hard sometimes when you're singing. While your complexion puts the rest of our faces to shame. A sensuous kiss needs lightness, not shyness, or lips will break teeth for 1. Why don't you fuck her up with my ugly mug? It knows the single lip, butterfly and Eskimo. Let's get igloo intimate. Pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls. Pretty girls, pretty girls, pretty girls, pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls. Pretty girls, you can't kiss your pretty girls. Here's verse 2 again. While your complexion puts the rest of our faces to shame. Sensuous kiss need lightness, not shyness, so lips will break. Why don't you fuck her up, my ugly mug that knows the single lip? The butterfly, the Eskimo, let's get igloo intimate. The butterfly, the Eskimo, let's get igloo intimate. Oh, beep boop boom boom boom, beep boop boom, major. Beep boop boom, pretty girl. Yeah, major. Pretty girls, you can't kiss a pretty girl. That one still needs some work. Then we go into a reggae cover of Bad Girls. Talking about your bad girls, which we really need to work out. But that's going to have this really cool thing. Oh, right. So it's going to be basically an EDM style breakdown. Like a halftime. I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's it. The second time it doesn't play the G. And this would be with like an octave pedal. I don't know exactly how we're going to end it, but it's going to get big. That one should get really, really quite big. EDM synths, not the normal theft to the gallows stuff, which is awesome. The next song, Meanings About Meanings, I just have to remember that I'm singing the fifth in the harmony part, which is not what I'm used to singing. Just, singing lead on everything in this show and the other one. I end up singing a lot of root and thirds. And on this one, I'm singing the low part and the fifth. So anyone who's ever played viola, you know what I'm talking about. It's like these half and whole note shifts around the fifth just to make the correct tonal qualities. So that one's a little hard to rehearse on my own. Do though. All right. This one's about meanings. And what we're hopefully gonna do is actually start it with a guitar playing basically a D major chord, I think. We got meetings, we got meetings. Oh my God, we have meetings. We have meetings about meetings. Lots of meetings about meetings. So, if you know your harmonies, we've got meetings. We've got meetings. Oh my God, we have meetings. We have meetings about meetings. Lots of meetings about meetings. We've got meetings. We've got meetings. Oh my God, we've got meetings. We've got meetings about meetings. Lots of meetings about meetings. And then I go and head. Already feel dead. So, we've got meetings. We've got meetings. Oh my God, we have meetings. We have meetings about meetings. Lots of meetings lots of meetings about meetings. So pretty straightforward on my part on this one, which is great. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I just have to remember that I'm on the 5th. The arrangement for that one's getting a little more complex now. Because we're going to start with the whole acapella thing. Then, and then actually I have to practice my loop, because I end up looping that and then playing a trumpet solo. Shoot. Okay. So I just have to remember, shitty day, work with trumpet. I need to make sure I remember. And then, like right now, this one's kind of a little bit in flux as far as the arrangement goes. So, yeah. So the acapella to start it, we feel very strong about. Then we hit a sort of intro, then it's very standard, verse, chorus. And then there's going to be this bridge section that's basically going to be a changing story about, hopefully real, but you never know. It's theatrical. Stories of work. We've got enough real ones that I don't know that we'll need not real ones. And the idea is I'm going to play trumpet in a, I don't want to say like 1940s style or something, but with affections, if you will, to go back another 150 years. I'm gonna play trumpet as a character. So there will be this sort of story of the workday, and I'm just hopefully we'll be able to pull it off where it's humorous, and the instrument, by dehumanizing and not saying the thing, by just implying it with the sound effect, it actually is more humorous for the listeners. That's the hope. Meetings about meetings, which everyone can relate to. Oh, turn on. All right, no longer. We have to turn on a big old. Sometimes more is better than less. Just a couple more here. Have done our rehearsal for the night. It's 9:30. Cool. All right. Starts with. Oh, the first time we do it once, then twice, then 3 times, right? So then it goes, if every child's toy eventually breaks, what's the point in playing? Playing it safe. Getting giddy, guzzling, gyrating golf. when your cup runneth over, keep filling it up. 'Cause sometimes more is better than less. Sometimes more is better than less. So there's another place where I gotta get the hand. Sometimes more, but I don't go down. Sometimes more is better. It's the same thing twice. Sometimes more is better, 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 better. Okay. So I don't know if you can catch what I'm doing here, but I'm singing sometimes, and those are on the beat, and then the G hits on the beat, and the E is on the offbeat. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. So that's it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Pretty sure. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1. 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 3 and 3 and and 3 E and 3, 3 and E and 1. 3 and 3 and 3 and E and 1. 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 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and E and 1. 3 and E and 1. I generally don't think like that. I should more, especially when I'm playing drums. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and E and 1. That's how it is. So then I have to sing sometimes more is better than less, which is just eighth notes over that D thing. Sometimes more is better, 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 better than less. Sometimes more is better, better than. Sometimes more is. I feel like the person who really does this phenomenally well is Thundercat. I'm no Thundercat Victor Wooten. You know that. Dave Holland. I wish. But Christian McBride. But Thundercat really sings and plays some pretty phenomenal. There's so much independence there between his singing and playing. And I mean, it's ridiculous to watch him play that thing, but that's extreme. But anyway, sometimes more. I'll bet he started by doing it this slow. Probably saw it. Sometimes more is better than less. Shit, one time more is should start right here. Better than less. Sometimes more is 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 better. Fuck. Lost my concentration there. Sometimes more is better than less. 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 So sometimes more is better than less. Sometimes more is better than less. Sometimes more is better than less. Sometimes more is better than. Sometimes more is better than less. 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 So there's nothing wrong with getting fat off of that. Or left to the gallows, being your favorite bands. 'Cause money in the bank won't keep you safe and sound, and tightening the belt won't keep you out the ground. So you gotta go for broke, live that last hurrah, just rock your roll to the riff of this guitar. Oh, sometimes more is better than less. Sometimes more is better than less. Sometimes more is better than less. Fuck that up. Sometimes more is better than less. And then I don't know what we're gonna sing here. So that big one, the big thing there is, well, I need to update my notes, but the big one on that is just getting those rhythms right and working it through. And you can see there, and it was coming together. So heck yeah. All right. Sometimes more is better than less. Start with B B B B C C C C D. B B B B C C C C D. Sometimes more is is better than less. Sometimes more is better than. And I'm trying to really sing those out because better than, and then I've got 16ths going in my bass and eighths in my vocals, and sometimes it's hard to keep it together. Better than that. So it's it's G E, and then I'm singing better. So it's like better. Yeah. Sometimes more is better than less. Sometimes more is better than better than. I'm not singing better than, I'm singing better than, and actually swinging it too. Better than, better than, better than, better than, better than. So yeah, that's even weird. I didn't even realize that. So vocally, we're swinging sort of this like lazy 16th, but the bass line isn't. It's dum dum ka dum dum ka dum dum ka da ka 2, 3 and 1 and 3 and It's very straight. But then sometimes more is better than less. 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 I don't know what we're doing there yet. Cool. So I need to write in verse. This one still got work to do. Verse B to C, then C sharp to D. Chorus E. I don't know. There's E minor. Let me go to A minor. Sort of blues. Good enough. All right. Now I'm starting to get tired. Hour in. Well, more than that because I didn't start it when I started. But what's this? Big. So this one I'm pretty comfortable with. And then the one that I actually want to look at. You think you're educated? Yeah. This one I might end up playing on guitar, which is how I wrote it, not bass. But it's really fun playing these songs on bass. I mean, ultimately, if I could just like play one instrument and live and stuff, I think I would. I think right now, at least, I would pick drums, man. Fun. You should get to like really hit things. Vocally, I don't know. I need to take some lessons is what I need to do. But so the intro for this one right now is just me. It's awkward. I I mean, it might be cool if it was on a different instrument, but I don't know, bass is just weird. But it's like a triplet. Bum, 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 which is cool. When Father Time says 11, 11, it's another wish that you've been given. It's a lottery ticket. I'm the jackpot, or you'll be winning a rabbit's foot before you take a second look at another four-leaf clover. You better bury that bone like my best friend Rover. You're so lucky, you're so lucky, you're so lucky to love me. You're so lucky, you're so lucky, you're so lucky to love me. Great. When the tooth fairy comes to bring you your money, your missing teeth that won't seem so funny. Keep your pearly white stashed under your pillow, cause Uncle Sam is throwing rocks at your window. Before you look for another good luck charm, before you try to cut off another monkey's paw, before you make a necklace out of shark's teeth, before you say 9.5 to double speed. You're so lucky. I do some vocal gymnastics there. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. You're so lucky to love me. You're so lucky to love me. So lucky. Then we break it down, but basically it says you're so lucky. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. And it just keeps going. We got some breaks and stuff in there. I want to make sure I know all the words on this one. When Father Time says 11, 11, Father Time says 11, 11, it's another wish that you've been given. It's a lottery ticket. I'm the jackpot, or you'll be winning before you cut off a rabbit's foot. Before you cut off a rabbit's foot, before you take a second look at another four-leaf clover, you better bury that bone like my best friend Rover. You're so lucky. So lucky. When the tooth fairy comes to bring you your money, your missing teeth, it won't seem so funny. Keep your pearly white stash under your pillow. You keep your pearly white stash under your pillow, cause Uncle Sam is throwing rocks at your window. Before you try to cut off another monkey's paw, before you make a necklace out of shark's teeth. Okay. When Father Time says 11, 11, it's another time. So this part is just, I keep messing it up. When Father Time says 11, 11, it's another wish that you've been given. It's a lottery ticket. I'm the jackpot, and you'll be winning before you bury a rabbit's foot. Before you take a second look at another four-leaf clover, you better bury that bone like my best friend Rover. You're so lucky, so lucky. So before you cut off a rabbit's foot is the first line. Before, like this. Before, okay, remember that. Second, well, it's the first half, which is not the part I usually sing. Before you cut off a rabbit's foot, before you take a second look at another four-leaf clover, you better bury that bone like my best friend Rover. You're so lucky. Okay. Then, when the tooth fairy comes to bring you your money, your missing teeth that won't seem so funny. You take your pearly white stashed under your pillow. Uncle Sam is throwing rocks at your window before you look. When the tooth fairy comes to bring you your money, the missing teeth, it won't seem so funny. So keep your pearly white stashed under your pillow, cause Uncle Sam is throwing rocks at your window before you look for. We might go there. We might go there. We'll see. Because the end of this one just blows up. So now, what I do is I go back and hit the ones that I've messed up words on real quick. Give them one more little look at. And then the biggest one was just to hang it. And when the news falls around as ravens swoop the gallows tree, while the trumpets playing taps and Jimmy D293, you'll be wondering about the drop. Like so many pirates and thieves, will it be swift? Will it be punched? Will your head pop be when Hangman Jim takes off his hangman's hood? The face is your fate. That some men should be put to death. So one bad apple can will spoil the rest. So y'all better listen up, all you selfish pricks. Either change your tune or stick out your necks. When Hangman Jim takes off his hangman's hood, the faces, your faces staring back at you. Your faces, your face staring back at you. Okay, and then we go. Cool. That's the biggest one. Meanings about meanings starting on the 5th. I just gotta remember that. Shut us down. 5 count. That works. I've totally got a grounding issue in the room. When I touch this mic, all of the, I don't know if you can hear that in there, but all my speakers are like slightly buzzing. Oh, here's the other thing I do when I'm rehearsing that helps me. I don't know. I just wear one earplug. Da, 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 da. I don't know why. I don't do it all the time, but I did today. It just it allows me to get like a head voice clarity. It also keeps the levels, more reasonable, where you still kind of feel it. I don't know if you have access to, I'm lucky enough I can kind of crank and I can play drums. And I'm not close to the neighbors, so yeah, it works out nice. Anyway, so that is basically a full rehearsal for myself so that I'm ready for rehearsal on Friday. And what I'll probably do tomorrow is run through a couple of the other songs in the other set, which I'm playing keyboard on. So there's a bunch of songs in there that are not where they need to be for me. But it depends. It depends how early I get up. It's 10 o'clock now, so we'll see. Cool. Well, if you actually watched, that's cool. But if not, that's cool. I don't know. I just thought I'd do some live streaming. I think the Black's Backbone project, REV Records, Theft to the Gallows. We're all about to start doing a lot of work and hopefully reaching a lot of people with some really, I think, great music and influential art and some creative people that have the skills and the perseverance to get out there and do it and make a living and have fun. So cool. That's the plan.